Mauricio, are you there?
Hello,
Mauricio Jupiter oldu orada gözlemeydi. Okay, so hi Mauricio, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
Good, feel good. So we can start.
Great. Let me share my screen here. Guys, seen it? Great, thank you. Hello and welcome to How to Become a Faster Designer. But first, why get faster? Some people may ask, why become faster? What is in it for me? I like my pace of work, and that's wonderful. But the work doesn't necessarily spin around our pace, and we will have to adapt to the client's timeline, agency pace, yes or yes. So what I'm proposing here is to train yourself to have the I'm fast skill under your belt. So you can choose where and when to use it, not to completely change your pace and adopt a new form of work, okay? And for me, there's thousands of benefits for it. I will bring three to you guys. The first is you can test things way faster and share with the team an initial idea without losing days of production, for example for a project that may or idea that may be completely thrown off for some reason. So it avoids frustration. You can also train yourself to do simple and daily tasks in design faster, so you have more time to focus on important things like refining the UX of an experience, giving a visual bath to your product, or even start adding some motion to it and make it more interesting. And third, you face a lot of less extra hours of work, which for me is just gold. Sorry. So, what is the big secret to become a faster designer? Practice and knowledge. Yeah, no secret at all. Just good old effort. So first, you should learn and become a master of the basics. But when I say master, it's not learning everything there is to learn about the subject, because it will take you a lifetime to do it. But learn everything that is basic so you can perform your job better. So become a master of the basics, but not too much. And here we'll touch four main points that I consider essential. There is typography, colors, grids, and graphics. And with a rising of UX and UI design lately, a lot of people are coming from boot camps with only software knowledge and some basics on UX research, UX properly, UI and stuff, but not really the graphic design and visual aspects of design that are being covered. So what I'm suggesting is that I will give you guys topics for study in each one of these main areas. So you can go by yourself in your own time and study them. You can search on YouTube in UX Collective website or Golden Google. This is a map, so you can dig in for yourself and find your treasure, okay? So first, typography, the most important thing to master, definitely. Typography is everything in design. So you can make a full experience or a piece of art only using typography in black and white. So it's really, really, really powerful. On the other hand, I never, ever, ever saw one product design project that has no typography or no fonts of it. So it's essential for you to master this. And when I say master, is not, you don't need to learn how to make a font like Alessio does marvelously, or learn to do calligraphy in handwriting things, but you need to study these basic things that are typography hierarchy, rules of readability and accessibility, to not use too many different fonts. Like if you find one font that is have multiple weights, it can serve you already. If you want to go for a serif, a sans serif, okay, two fonts, good. More than that, you're just creating problems to yourself. Keep it simple. You need to study how to properly define and escalate design guidelines, type guidelines in your design system, for example. Learn about line height, weight, size, characters per line. Some terms that you need to be familiarized in what they are and what they do, like a center line, the center line, baseline, leading, and X height, and the basics of it. Contrast, minimum font size, white space, and margins. So that one is typography. The next one is grid. I love grid. And I love to break the grid and get out of the usual. And guess what? The only way to do that with quality is first deeply understanding how grids work and how to use them so you can break it properly. Grid is the structure of your whole experience, it's backbone. As Massimo Vinelli said, a grid is like underwear. You wear it, but it's not to be exposed. What grid does for you is create clarity and consistency in your layouts, improve the design comprehension, make it responsive, easy peasy, quickens the design process, make design easy to modify and reuse, and facilitates collaboration, which, let's face it, today is the way we work. Grids are a little bit simpler to study, at least for product design. You should focus first on format, margin, columns, analysis, and modules. I will not touch baseline here because it's a more advanced class, let's say. And you can use like 8-point grid system, multiple 5 system, 12 columns, 16 columns. My point is grids are really versatile. They come in multiple shapes, forms, sizes, and combinations. So it's essential for you to test it and experiment with grids. And if you don't have much time and you can just study one thing, just get this book, Making and Breaking the Grid by Timothy Samara. It's really a Bible for you to understand grids and apply it to your layouts. Third topic, colors. Color can evoke emotion in people. How powerful is that? And you'll probably not be requested to create like a whole color palette for a client from zero or something like that. Usually they will have this ready and you will not be able to touch it, but you need to be able to learn how to apply it and use it in your layouts. So what in colors you should be focusing on learning? First of all, the basics. What is hue, value, and saturation? Not the slider. What does it do? So you can properly, with an objective, change the slider to achieve a result. Learn also about the types of color measurement, like RGB, CMYK, hexadecimal, and Pantone, and when to use them. Color combination is really, really, really important. Creating color harmony and contrast can make or break your product. Making things look like the real world also helps a lot to break the cognitive barrier. So like making shadows that are not 100% black and lights that are never 100% white will help you bring this sensitivity of things we see in the real world in our products. Study the meaning of colors and the gestalt of colors. For example, some shades of red instigate hungry, so you can use in a food-related project like McDonald's, KFC, and some tones of green, for example, you can use in some more financial institutions because it remits you to money and this kind of things. And lastly, you should learn about the 60, 30, and 10 rule. This is the percentage of usage of your colors in your layout. You can use it in interior design, fashion design, whatever type of design. And basically what it says is 60% should be your dominant color, like you can see here, dark background, black background. 30% is a secondary color, usually using information, text, my white here, and 10% is the accent color. Just something simple to highlight the whole layout, okay?
We have only 1 minute.
Finishing it. Last part is graphics. Graphics is all the elements from media, photos, GIFs, and videos to buttons, icons, illustrations, shapes, and compositions. Knowing the type of media you want to use in your project will make the difference between being a remarkable project and something that really doesn't work. And you, again, don't need to become a photographer, a videographer, or illustrator. You just need to learn how to select them and use them. So what you need to learn on graphic designs, learn by one look at the brand material of your client, which icon styles and button styles to use. Learn what type of media to use, what your client has, and how to make it work. Study and apply visual hierarchy to your layouts always. Study Gestalt principles because it's mental ways of people working. So if you understand how people work, you'll provide the better experiences for them. And study gravity in design, regimentality, visual tension, dynamic versus static, negative space, alignment, and balance. And the two last points is seek inspiration. And it doesn't need to be UX UI. Go see a movie, it already can inspire you, or the nature. And practice, because practice makes perfection and gives you speed. And there's no shortcut for it. And to close this thing, I will teach you my secret on how to apply all this knowledge and in this teaching you have to do. There's a thing called brain design memory. So you can create and train your brain to do things kind of automatically for you without you requesting much effort and time. So for example, you can train your brain to select icon combinations and know what they work, or what type of topography combinations that work well together and convey the message that the client is trying to say. And now these decisions can be almost automatically given to you by your brain if you're training to do it. And how to train your brain. It's really simple. While designing, writing notes about your decisions, like after selecting an icon set for a project. Write down why you select this icon set and what you try to achieve with it. Read it out loud once, twice, and repeat this in all the important decisions you make in your designs, and also in analyzing other people's work. Like, get a project you really like, analyze it, and writing down these decisions. You'll be training your brain to get your way of thinking and do it for you almost automatically. It's a little bummer that you need to add another test to your workflow, but I promise it's really, really worth it. So, quick rush here, but that's all, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks for being
Mauricio.
here.
Thanks a lot. Alkışlayak Mauricio'nu da.